You're probably mistreating your best employee. And like I said, I've learned a lot of different things through my own career. And welcome to another episode of Leadership and Fire. Common misconception with some of our best employees in the businesses of management or leadership. And one of those things is we always give our best employees more, and that's not wrong to give your best employees more. Hold them accountable to higher standards or to give them more responsibility. That's not wrong, right? Like as a leader and as a manager, you want to utilize your best assets to the best of their ability. Now, where that starts to kind of get diluted is when you've got two or three of your best employees, and you're giving them a lot, you're giving them a lot of responsibility, and then you've got three or four other employees, and you're really not holding them to a standard at all. Now, this is where things start to get diluted, like I said. And as a young manager myself, I did the same thing. And I want to explain to you why that happens and psychologically why leaders and managers do that to their best people and the after effects of it. Now, when I was a young manager, I didn't understand all these psychology backed things that are going on. I just didn't get it, right? So, but what ended up happening was I had one guy, and his name was Hunter. I remember his name was Hunter, and he was a hardworking kid. He was good, and he really helped me out. But what ended up happening was, I started to give him too much responsibility. I started to almost kind of push some of my anxiety from my job onto him, and you know, I wasn't holding everybody to the area in the area accountable. And what I mean by that is, if two people in the area made a mistake, other people, and they weren't your best performers, they were kind of lacking the drive and motivation to do the job, I would almost get frustrated with Hunter, my best performer, because of the performance of two of his teammates. And then I have to, he would go clean it up. I'd be like, "Hey, you got to go clean that up." And then as a young leader, I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't say anything to the two that were staring at Hunter cleaning it up. Now, I don't know in what world I thought that that was going to work, right? Where like Hunter was just going to keep doing this. I knew in the back of my head that I was mistreating him and I was misusing him and I was taking advantage of him. I knew it. And it ended up working out the exact way that you think it would. And Hunter got frustrated. We got into it and he didn't want to work at this place anymore. I ruined it. And that's where this experience that I'm trying to bring to this YouTube channel, that's where it's going to matter the most, guys, is that I've been through this. I messed it up. And anybody watching this that takes from my mess up is exactly what I've done over the 12 years of my career. I've messed it up and I've just spent all that time trying to help everybody else not mess it up, right? So, you know, moving on through my career, it stuck with me. It still sticks with me right now. I'm on the internet speaking to you guys about it. I want to help people not do the same things that I did when I first started, or even if you're not even first starting and you find yourself making that mistake, because plenty of people in leadership positions right now, that goes up the chain. That doesn't just happen at the bottom or the middle management level or the higher level executives. It happens at every single level of management. And that's just the truth. And the problem is most people are afraid to hold people accountable. It's easier to talk to the ones that will do the job no matter what. So what people do is they automatically turn to speaking to the person that they know is going to get the job done, and they hold them accountable, but they don't hold the underperformers accountable. And that's what pushes these good people and these really hardworking, motivated guys and gals out of these positions. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. You may not look like me, but that doesn't mean I'm not about to hold you to the same standard that I hold everybody to. Now, understand that the same standard can change based on age, based on mobility, based on all kinds of different aspects of it. But I'm saying the general, like, consensus and general standard for what they should be doing, you got to hold it to them. You got to. And that's where these people that are coming into these jobs now and they're getting into these leadership roles are struggling because it's easier just to go in there and do nothing. Guys, it's easier to go do nothing. And that's where I think gave me an advantage at about the 3-year mark was I was holding people to a standard. And, if you came to me and asked me that, hey, I want to get to your position, or hey, I want to learn some of the things that you're doing, I would tell you, I would teach you. Now, the difference was is I would put the ball in their court after that. I would put the ball in their court. If I say, okay, cool, I'll teach you, give you a little bit. And if they don't come back, then they don't really want it. You know what I mean? That has nothing to do with me. I'll give it to you. Sure. It's all about whether you're going to jump in and try. And this goes for, if you are one of those good performers and overachievers and you're really shooting for the stars here, I want you to understand something. When you want to get promoted or you want to move up and you're going through a situation that's kind of similar to what I'm saying, your boss is not holding accountable your peers or whatever the case may be, but this person's holding you to a higher standard. Don't get frustrated. That's an insecurity on your boss's part. He's scared to hold them accountable, but he's comfortable with you. He's going to push you. Don't get frustrated. Just play the game. You understand? As leaders and managers, we have to learn to control our emotions. We can't get upset. We can't get mad. We just got to play the game. Play the game, guys. And that means play the game with your people as well. Leadership and management, it's just a big mental game, guys. This is not, we're not Elon Musk building rockets to shoot at Mars, all right? It's human psychology. If you get stressed out about hard conversations in your head and they rattle around, you're like, oh, my palms are sweaty. Because you know that they're underperforming. You know that you're holding your best guy to a standard that is just not fair to the people that are not doing anything. If you know that you're in that situation, don't be scared. Do not be scared of having that conversation with those people. It doesn't have to be negative either, guys. You may be in a authoritarian role, but that doesn't mean you're carrying around a pitchfork and yelling you're the boss all the time, right? Like hard conversations are only hard if you make them hard. Use some wordplay. Play with your words a little bit. I'll give you an example. Hey, how you doing today? Doing all right? Good. Good. It's hot out here today, ain't it? Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, look, I just want to speak to you for just a second. I've noticed that this area over here that you're working in is consistently just kind of looking a little bit rough. What you got going on? Oh, really? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And I hate that, you know, bad things have to happen sometimes in life and it's not a fun thing. And compassion, empathy. Think about it. Guys, all you got to do is care. Care. Care, and I mean genuinely care. Because there's only one thing that every single human being on this planet is good at doing. And we all have it in common. And as soon as that bullshit meter starts reading, it's ticking. Everybody can pick up on BS. Everybody. They can pick up on you not being an authentic individual. And they can. But look, guys, you don't want to treat your people in a way of separating them yourself. Okay? Like now, sometimes in teams separation happens and your high performers start to kind of push away from those low performers, and you've got to inject yourself in the middle and start either dragging some of those underperformers up or getting rid of them. I mean, that happens. That's a natural process. It's actually pretty close to just the natural selection of life. Your high performers are going to survive longer, and your lower performers are going to find their way out of the door or pick up the pace. Now, that's just a natural process. But don't be the one that separates your team. Okay? Like that's what you're doing as a leader. You're supposed to bring everybody together. And don't be the guy that goes out there and separates them yourself, and you will do it. If you've got your high performers over here and you're pushing them to do better, and then you've got your lower performers over here and you're not saying much to them and they get to come in, collect their paycheck and leave, they know it, you know it, your high performers know it, you're separating your team, yourself. That's your fault when that starts to clash. Your high performers will start to actually quit themselves. You will lose your high performers before you lose your low performers. Pretty common sense, right? Why does it keep happening? It's happening all over. All kinds of corporations are going through the same thing. And then these corporations start to get upset. Okay, I want you to watch how deep this runs, guys, and what we're up against when it comes to fixing leadership. We need a big fix, and we're going to be the channel to do it. 12 views, 100 views, 2,000 views, it doesn't matter. We're building. I'm building a community here where we're going to teach young, old, don't care. And we're going to fix some of this using compassion, love, and a love of the game, baby. Love of the game. And I want everybody that's listening to this to really think. Go look in the mirror. Go check it out. Check your team out. How are they doing? What are you doing? What's going on? Are you treating your people fairly across the board? It's hard to say the word fair, right? Because it's another one of those bend the rules type ordeals. Not everybody can really perform at the same standard. You're looking for their best effort. I want you to remember that. There's one thing that you listen to in this video. Remember that holding people to the same standard is a very dark game, okay? Because everybody's different. Somebody might be 65 years old, you're in a very physical job, and then you got a 20-year-old, very healthy, ready to go, and they're not going to be able to go at the same pace, guys. So how can you hold the same standard to them? You can't. But most people aren't looking for people to put out the best numbers. They're looking for effort. They want to see them sweat. They want to see them move. They want to see them have a good attitude. Help their people out. That's what that's the judgment. And as leaders, we have to make sure that we identify that. If we are out here holding people at different standards, and it's fine to hold them at a different standard based on that. What I'm saying is by holding them to different standards is saying if you are deliberately letting people do nothing while your best people do everything, you are ruining something that could be good every single time. You're going to burn that person out, that high performer. You're going to burn them out, and you don't know what kind of future you just impacted. What if that person was going to be a president, but because of you and your laziness and you not going out there and speaking to these underperformers, you just lost somebody that could change the world. You never know. Every human interaction that you have, treat it as if you're talking to somebody that's going to change the world. They'll tell you real quick if they're not. Most people don't change. That doesn't mean you don't try, guys. I want to make sure as leaders that we analyze that and we know when. I want to end on this, and I want to end on this. Don't punish your best employees for being great. Don't punish them for being great and taking care of you. And you read into that however you want to. Okay. Look, the outro. Leadership isn't a title. It's a responsibility. Lead your people, serve your people, and when the pressure comes, lead through fire. And I hope you guys enjoyed another episode. We just launched last night. We're moving forward. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Anybody that's watching, if you're working around me now, I appreciate you. If you worked for me in the past and you're watching and supporting, I appreciate you. If you're Allison, my kids, my parents, anybody that's watching, I appreciate it. Talking in front of a camera is not something I'm great at doing, but leadership, I definitely feel like is a suit that I have taken up, and I have done the best that I can to be the best, and I will continue to be the best. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday.